So today we're going to take a look at a 10-piece 3/8" drive magnetic spark plug socket set. Got this off Amazon for $35.97. They had a slight discount if you're a member. The brand name, I'll spell it, is TecoTek. TecoTek. The model number is a TC042. Now, I've been looking for a magnetic set. The one I saw a while back had magnets that were in the corners of the hex. And I was reading the reviews because I thought, well, how they were like little small round cylinders, very small in the corners. And I thought, well, how are those held in? Well, there was people saying that they were falling out. And you definitely do not want anything falling when you pull a spark plug out. You don't want any dirt or anything from that socket, those little small magnets, to come out and get into the head of your engine. That would not be a happy day for you. Now, one thing you still want to do, even if you have a cover like you do on my Honda CR-V here, where the spark plugs are down inside here, once I remove the cover, I always take shop air compressor and blow out that area, each one of those spark plugs. That way, when you remove it, if there's anything in there, any kind of dust or dirt, it will not fall inside the cylinder. And if you've got a V configuration where your plugs are on the side of the engine, you want to do the same thing before you loosen up that spark plug. So fast forward, the other day I was looking, and they've got a lot of different sets. Some come with small, mini torque wrenches. I've got plenty of them, so I didn't need a set that had those. But I ran across this set, and I thought they were pretty interesting. It did state that it had a magnetic core, effectively retains spark plugs and protects the spark plug for easier installation and doesn't wear out over time. It was a bit ambiguous. It didn't really show properly how it was made, but I thought, well, it's cheap enough that if it wasn't good, I would just throw it out. Turns out these are very nice. Now, they do come in this nice case, blow-molded case, and you've got 18 millimeter, 13/16, 3/4, 5/8, and 9/16. You've got a universal joint, and then you have here a gauge. I'm not quite, I don't really like this kind of like feeler gauges, but I think they're a lot more accurate. As you can see, they just got these graduations along here, and they ramp up thicker. I much prefer leaf gauges or the feeler gauges, individual, each one having its own physical thickness. Also included is a 10-inch extension bar. Again, 3/8 drive, everything is 3/8 drive. Then you get a 16 millimeter with a universal attached, and you get a 14 millimeter with a universal attached, which I'm not sure. I thought it was interesting that those are the only two that have the universals attached, the universal joint up here. I thought it was interesting. I don't know if there's a reason for that specifically, but that's what you get with the set. Another nice feature of these is that they are a thinner wall, so they can get into smaller openings. And like I said, the case is really nice. Keeps everything contained. So let's take a close-up look at these. Now, my particular car, I've got a 2014 Honda CR-V with a little over 180,000 miles on it. And each one of these sockets is engraved, easily visible. This is a 5/8, that's what my car takes. These are chrome vanadium. It's even marked here, stamped 5/8, and then it's got this like sandblasted in. All of them have a hex on the back side, so you could use a wrench or a socket on top of this if you wanted to. And of course you've got your 3/8 inch drive. But guys, this is what I really want to look at. And it appears that they've got the magnet, you can see, on the outer perimeter, and then inside that they have another piece of metal for the magnet. So inside each one of these hexes, where I had stated earlier they would have a little small magnet down at the bottom, this is fully encased inside this diameter, which is really nice. And I can't see how that's going to come out at all. No way. And then, like everything else today, you can see that the corners of these are what years ago Snap-on used to call flank drive. So they're opened up, so that way the flat doesn't go directly flat to flat. It's got another little cutout so that it kind of grips a bit the flat and not necessarily the corners. But yeah, real happy with this. The construction, like I said, the description was a little vague, and here you get a nice view of the construction. Now this is the spark plug that I use, a Denso and the Iridium, and you can see that you don't gap these. It's got that point. There's I put these in, they come pre-gapped. I don't even check them as long as you haven't dropped it, because they've got that little point there. They're not flat, and I just put them in just like this. Now here's your 18 millimeter, and these are all 6-point sockets. So let's take a look at the two that are the 14 and the 16. Now this is the 16 millimeter, and this has a built-in swivel. And those two are 12-point sockets. But guys, this would not be a review without a test. And I got to tell you, because I change my spark plugs every 30 to 40,000. I don't leave them in there no 100,000 miles. But anyways, so let's see how this works. Now you can automatically see where that's being attracted. And I got to tell you, I mean, this is gripping. You can see how I have to pull it. I mean, that's a nice hell of a grip. And what I'm going to do here is shake it. And it is not coming out. Yeah, real happy with this. This is going to grip your spark plug. You'll be able to get it out of the bore, of whether it's a V configuration or straight down in like mine. Gotta say, I'm really happy with this spark plug set.